सर आप तो म्यूट नहीं है।
तो उस कैमरे में तो नजर आता है ना कि आता है, लेकिन स्मूथ ही नहीं कर पाता। अच्छा, वो नहीं कर पाता, फोकस नहीं कर पाता, फोकस नहीं है। टाइम लगा लगे तो मतलब हर एक्सपीरियंस की बात। वो आ जाते हैं हमारे पहले में काम में लग जाए। लैंप से नीचे बोलना पड़ेगा। अच्छा, ये क्या कैंडल लाइटिंग है? हाँ, ACM conference. आदमी मरने के बाद भी नहीं दिखता।
You also going to have a reform. You have to just under 200 but also we are in last you get a call and
हटा दिए
you also do not spend time in
कम करें ACM India जाके देखता हूँ कैसा और इसका देखना मुझे देखा था उसमें सुधर और निकल
that was about
this community is always supported by the creation of the and India is one of the countries where everybody gets their connecting the large because one of the major requirements of our country is providing the community to the large there are a lot of good drivers but there is always and this has a role in integrating the network, what we call a national knowledge network. And today, the information is communicated like after the course is done, the research collaborative, and it is the so in higher in India, this whole ICT has played a major role. So after thought that you get so the students
like from the book.
But still the opportunity to be that here are people so you are to have any I will just request all students who are there but in the Indian market. We avoid and the practice. Because of numbers, they are most of the 2009, now for now, also had one factor back then, where 20% factor and also human factor get reached. Now, because both of the factors are very, both have the life of the factor. What is one who is leading up to factor? So, the more fact we start using the
background type, background.
first,
ये तो इसका
और कर दो क्वेश्चन करते हैं अरे वो हाँ आप चलो
अभी भी आएगा
सुनाई नहीं दे रही जो आंसर के रूम में
वो लैब में गए
and other activities of the game
लेकिन सोने की बात करें मैं सुना दूंगा मुझे हजार पाँच पूरे रात ही वाला था नीचे गए थे उसको पता नहीं है ये नंबर 1
and
मेरे को मैं करने में और नोट्स में क्या बहुत ज़्यादा 15,000 मुझे 6 साल पढ़ाऊंगा हेलो हाँ सर माइक ऑन रखें उसे ऑफ है क्या माइक से ऑफ है यहाँ पे जहाँ माइक नहीं वो है क्या नाम अश्विनी अश्विनी सर जो है वो देख रहे हैं वो है लैपटॉप का माइक इधर हाँ
community, when you get together, you are always a community. Not make a very same community and the same place. So what prevents us when our own trees, limited only around my trees, I have people. And one thing I have to say, there is the Indian age below 25. So we have a responsibility to provide and the community maintain the spaces so far, the things and that for the getting stuff. So now we have a responsibility for the community and provide all the things that the community the world. So ACM is here to help actually the community. So before I go, I would like to remember conference to the overall in the first ACM India. When ACM India started the academy, it's 9 years ago. This was
vulnerable to interference. This leads me to a notion of defensive programming. Those of you who drive cars will immediately understand the term defensive driving. You have to make the assumption that everyone else is crazy and you have to somehow protect yourself. Now, I've never driven in India, but I have been driven around. My impression is that everyone here is in fact crazy when it comes to driving cars. So you really have to assume in the software world that there is always somebody out there that would like to exploit vulnerabilities in the software that you've written. So we can no longer focus only on the quality of the software that does what it's supposed to do. We have to also figure out how to make it resist being made to do something it wasn't supposed to do. That's defensive programming, and I suggest to you that this is a really important topic. It's deserving not only of teaching, but it's very much deserving and needs research, which brings me to PJN's point about producing more PhDs. The point here is not numbers. It is helping people prepare themselves to dig really deep into what computer science is about and to understand it well enough to advance the field so that we can, in fact, make software that others can rely on. In some sense, we bear a very significant burden. The more devices that have software in them, the more people will depend on that software, and the more you and I are responsible for that dependency. We need to deliver, and to do that, we need to understand computer science a lot more deeply than we do today. Some people have heard me say that the good thing about the internet is everything is connected. The bad thing about the internet is everything is connected, and somehow we have to deal with that. I will argue that we have some serious work to do in the form of platforms that are made out of software but are part of the network environment. The cloud is an example of a platform. Trusted computing modules that have digital signatures to maintain the integrity of the code is another example. So platforms are going to be important for us. So will languages. If the languages can be designed that will make it very clear where a vulnerability might exist, that can be very helpful. And so there's some space here for some serious language design as well. And finally, I think stronger authentication and stronger means of preserving integrity of software is also very important. So I think I will end my remarks there and say that we have a fairly significant challenge ahead of us here in India and in the rest of the world. You have a lot more people than the rest of the world, and so that means you have more to contribute, because the distribution of intelligent people is pretty much the same everywhere, which means a lot of us are going to rely on your systems of education to develop high-quality programming talent to help us get to where we need to go. So I'm very much looking forward to the talks that are scheduled for today. I know that you'll learn a lot from them. I expect I will as well. So I appreciate very much having the time to join you today. And I'm looking forward to a very, very good conference. Thank you.
The awards function follows. I invite Supratik Chakrabarti, who is also ACM Council member, who spearheaded the dissertation award first.
Thanks, Bijen. So I'll give a very short overview of how we went about with the awards selection process. So this year we had 9 nominations from 8 institutions in the country, and we had a rigorous review of all the dissertations by an eminent panel of computer scientists from all over the world. The review period was around 4.5 months, and based on that we're going to present today the ACM India Doctoral Dissertation Award. So here is the jury panel which we had for this year's award. The jury was chaired by Professor Narendra Ahuja from University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. We had Professor Anuj Dawar from Cambridge University, Professor Vishwanathan from Purdue, Romit Roy Chaudhary from Urbana-Champaign, Ashok Viraraghavan from Rice, Suraj Chaudhary from Microsoft Research Redmond, Ganeshan Ramalingam from Microsoft Research India, Jeb Volker from San Diego, and Shiv Kumar Kallinaraman from IBM. So we had a mix of people, experts from both the industry and academia. So the review process involved jury members being assigned dissertations and then they going ahead and seeking reviews from experts in the field. So we had the jury members and external reviewers reviewing the thesis. We obtained almost 3 reviews for all the dissertations, and some of these reviews were fairly detailed, and it was actually quite, very sort of humbling experience to see so many researchers from all across the world spending so much time on the ACM India Dissertation Award. So once we had all the reviews, we had some email discussions which finally narrowed down the set of contestants to 2. And interestingly, this year one was from systems and the other was from theory. Both very good quality dissertations coming from 2 different institutions. But at the end, one had to choose one of them, and one had to choose the most deserving one. And based on that, this year's award goes to Ram Prasad Saptarishi from Chennai Mathematical Institute. His thesis titled Unified Approaches to Polynomial Identity Testing and Lower Bounds. He was advised by Professor Manindra Agrawal. So Ram Prasad, I'd request Finn to present the award. Also, if Mr. Dr. Vijay from TCS. So TCS has been the founding sponsor of the award. So Vijay.
There's a protocol
So yeah, I request Ram Prasad.
And ideally, I should be sharing the credit with all my co-authors, with whom the different chapters of the thesis were written. And I particularly feel grateful to Satya Lokam and Neeraj Kayal from Microsoft Research. So the last chapter of my thesis was done when I was an intern at MSR, and there were some fund crunches, and we were on something that seemed interesting, and Satya and Neeraj literally paid my salary from their pockets to just keep me in MSR, and the work was done there, and I'm very, very grateful for them. Thank you.
I now invite Srinivas Padmanabhani, ACM President, to describe the Chapters Award that we set up this year.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to recognize activity at chapters level. Actually, once we thought we should have both at student and professional chapters level, but professional chapters have been a victim of what Bijan called it, the death syndrome. We've started a lot of them, but we have to reach a critical mass. So we've been constantly encouraging growth of new chapters and asking new professional chapters to start. But what is very encouraging is the growth of student chapters and the kind of variety of activities they've been taking part. And we really thought it would be a great idea to recognize the most active of them, so that it gives a competitive spirit among different chapters to be more and more aggressive. And what we did is we had an independent panel from the ACM professional chapters like Abhijit Vichar from Pune and Maria from Goa. So what we did is we found out 4 broad dimensions on which we kind of looked at activities. One was with respect to pure technical activities like holding talks, technical activities, etc. Another was about community services, which is a very important part, especially given Pigeon's speech about what we owe to the community, because we have to use the power of ACM to spread the message of computing and also let more and more people come into the computing community. So we recognize the community services part of chapters, and we are very encouraged to see very innovative community activities carried out by a lot of the chapters. In fact, some of the chapters are conducting things like blood donation camp, think about it, and some of them are computing things in schools. So there's a lot of interesting variety of activities being carried out by different chapters. Thanks to all of them. And then we also looked at what's the level of information they're disseminating to the world via website and social media, etc. Then we looked at membership drive. Another important part of ACM in India at this time is to grow our membership, like we have already mentioned. And chapters is one, very decentralized mechanism for us to grow chapters. If each chapter can work as nodal agencies for their local region and increase membership of ACM, it can boil up to membership at a global level. So based on all these criteria, we're very happy to announce the best student chapter to BITS Pilani ACM student chapter. Can I have the representatives from there? In fact, I still remember when ACM Bangalore chapter was the only professional chapter, the BITS Pilani student chapter chairman Prakhar Bindal had agreed to come to the first conference we had, and we started the chapter then, and since they've grown enormously. Can we have a representative from IIT Bhubaneswar? We were supposed to have a representative.
Yeah, second prize. Can I announce?
Yeah, second prize has gone to IIT Bhubaneswar. So my humble request is every student of yours has to go back, open a chapter and compete for the award for next year. Thanks a lot.
So we come to the end of our short inauguration function, but before we close, I would like to propose a vote of thanks. First of all, to all our distinguished guests, so who have taken a lot of effort to come all the way from, traveling a long distance and come for this event, and also be a source of inspiration to all of us. Thanks to them. Thanks to Prof. Shevgaonkar for taking time off from his very busy schedule and to be able to present here and welcome the guests. Thanks to all the participants and delegates, so who have come both from NCR region, and also we have also participants from many other cities around the, at least in the northern region. So thanks to all of them for coming here. And finally, of course, thanks to all our volunteers and all our, organizing committee members, and also all the other members of the committee who have taken a lot of effort to organize this event. Thanks for all. I'd like to invite you for a cup of tea now, and then we will start with the rest of the program.